Thanks. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Highway Parks Recreation Committee meeting for February 1st. All right. Depending, right, who's taking the minutes?
Julie does.
Julie's gonna do it
Video.
afterwards?
Yep,
on
she
the
does it from video.
Mac, Ray, Lori, Seth. All right. We've got the minutes attached from the January 4th meeting, so I'll accept the motion to approve those minutes. Second on that motion, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? None opposed? Minutes are approved in our January meeting. All right. Public comment, I don't see anybody here for public comment. Business, maybe they'll come in later, we do. Care of that then. All right, start out with Ray, Highway Park.
Okay, our normal highway crews working on trees, resident request. Coal patching of potholes. Basin repairs and small drainage projects as they come up. We spent pretty extensive amount of time with all the rain and snow melt that we've had. Really out there cleaning basins, cleaning cages, backyard pipes. So I know a lot of the people have recognized our people out there and thank them and all that. So
It's okay.
so we have been out there doing those. Yeah. And you know, we mitigate it the best we can and try to keep things flowing, and sometimes it gets a little overwhelming, but we keep going. Number two, personnel update on highway and parks. So last town board meeting, we hired one grounds worker. He's going through the process with the comptroller's office to get his paperwork in and his stuff ready to be able to start. We do still have one position posted on the website. We are collecting applications. We're still getting them in the mail and in person. We'll probably be visiting that position as we get a little closer to spring. So we'll keep the applications, review them, set up another interview process, and take our time on that hire as we get a little closer to spring. Number three, parks crew's been working in various parks, trim and brush. They were over to Blatnick the other day, cleaning up some low hanging limbs and cleaning up some few hedgerows and stuff like that. Fieldstone trails. So we've assembled over on Fieldstone. We moved some equipment in. We did some extensive brush removal where we need to enter the trails. So Fieldstone is kind of a big project. It's we're removing all of the wood bridges that are in there and making maintainable trails so that we can get in there with equipment to maintain them year round and give us better access in there. There's no way to get anything in there beyond the bridges to remove trees from the trail or anything like that. It's all, you got to hook back in there, carrying chainsaws and cut it up and move it to the side. So we're really looking at doing a model of how we want our trails in the town to be able to maintain them, give them a firm base. So it includes culverts crossing the trail, a stable base, and a top coating of stone in some areas, wood chips in others. So it's a pretty,
Making the trails wider.
a little bit. Yeah, the bridges are only 4 to 5 feet wide. So we're looking at probably 8 trail wise, and then trying to keep the brush tight so that they stay natural but maintainable.
Right.
And, you know, I know it looks from the road very invasive because we did cut a pretty good spot down there, but we have to build a switchback to be able to get down. It's quite a drop on that side. So, in doing that, at the end of this project, we'll be planting some trees and shrubbery to block that back in from the houses on either side of it, so it doesn't look so invasive. We just need room to work at first. It's kind of scrub brush, so it does look a little different now that it's opened up, but we will, you know, kind of seclude it again when we're done. We have had some residents come out with concerns that we opened it up and they're worried about a parking area and all that. That's not in the scope of our work. It just, to be able to get down in there. Christmas tree pickup, the trucks have been circulating for the month of January. I know it's February 1st. We're finishing out the week. We did get a few calls over the last couple of days that they know it's ending and they need to get their trees out soon. And amazingly, and I don't know how this is, but the trees are still green. So they've done a very good job of keeping them watered.
Wait, February 2nd, tomorrow? Enjoy it.
Yeah. So we will finish out the week and for the few people that did call and we're gonna get them out yesterday. We'll grab them. Then we will be done for the season. Number 5, for town board resolutions, equipment purchases. I have a very large list of that we've been doing contracts and bid pricing and all that. Kenny will be back Monday and Tuesday and I will get that because there's such a some are for finance, some are for board resolution, and to get the contracts and all that in line to make it easy on everybody. We're dotting our i's and crossing our t's to make sure we get everything, and I'll get that to Elena and Beth ASAP because there is quite a few of them. Patty's been doing the rollover bids for paving services for 2024. We're still waiting on 2 replies, but for the most part, everybody has been willing to extend their contracts, which includes patching for Matt's department and prepping and paving our roads. So we got a few more of them to go. Patty's been working on that. And the reason we're doing this kind of early this year is because of the price increases out there for everything. If the people weren't willing to roll over, we would have to rebid this, and we didn't want it to go further, you know, that much closer to our paving season.
Let's get it on.
Well, yeah, in case we did have to go out to bid, that takes time, so we wanted to make sure that this is good, but that looks like it's going well. Patty's also working on getting quotes and stuff for our seed fertilizer spreading on different athletic fields. So that's all coming into play. I'll get everything I can to Elena and Beth, and anything that is questionable, instead of trying to push it, we'll just push it off till next month, the ones that we can. So number 6 is basically the same thing. Ken's been working on the contracts and stuff to get these things ordered. We're just starting to get a few of our items from last year's ordering, so they're slowly trickling in. So it takes time. Open discussion. Anybody has anything for me or
To get the last of those repairs done on the lower level entrance. This is on the flip side by the awning to the right of the door.
yeah, for the
It's
walls?
the moisture and the skim coating, it's starting to
Right.
crack off and so just wanted to see what we can. We're too-
I can tell you it won't be till spring until it warms up.
Right.
Look at that again and try to get a plan together. Crew's been doing a great job with the snow. Storms.
Yeah, so this year, because of the timing and I know we haven't had any huge storms. But it's pretty much been, other than one time, we sent 5 sanders out on a Sunday. But we were in at 2 a.m, full force, all 9 trucks. This year, the way has fallen with the weather, we've pretty much been out in full force every storm to make roads, good for school on Monday morning and traffic commute. That's our goal, is to always have roads cleared for morning commute for both the buses and just general traffic. So obviously we can't go out when the first snowflake falls until the last one falls. So we do our best to, by importance of when the commute is heavy, that
All timing.
it is timing, and you know, every hour we're out there is a lot of money, and we just can't chase snowflakes. But the people have been great. We've had a lot of great compliments, people calling, people emailing. So, one complaint out of all the storms isn't too bad. So we can live with that. I'll take them odds. Thank you. So any other projects forward for me? Clark had some stuff. Do you want to do
Yeah,
that?
as I looked at them, there's not really a drainage component to them.
Okay.
So I think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Tom.
I'll go with drainage.
Oh, we're all
Yeah,
good with
yeah.
drainage?
Yeah, we just wanted to bring up any planning projects that are about to hit. But Ray and Laura and I have been staying plugged in drainage wise, so, we're good.
Just as you and I and Ray, we've all had these discussions. We gotta plan ahead, right?
Yeah.
We own this forever, so we have to.
Yeah.
Be sure that we make sure it's gonna work for us in the long, long run.
I will say on this collaborative, we really have looked at impacts and, between Matt, Clark, Laura, myself, there's a lot going. I mean, we have problem spots, and as every time something new comes along, we have to look at our impact, and it's been a really good collaborative effort between everybody to protect what we have.
Well, and we're learning, right? Because stuff we did 20 years ago, we can't do
Right.
that now. 'Cause what happened back then, so we find, well, it didn't work that well, right? So we're learning from those things to go forward.
Sure are.
Okay. You ready?
On deck,
All
all
right.
right. First item is Assistant Recreation Director has been filled, after a very thorough search. We're thrilled to welcome Jean Fody, as the Assistant to Community Programs. Jean comes to us with a background in both recreation and, social work, which makes her a perfect fit. And, we're looking forward to big things for 2024. Right, Jean?
Yep.
So welcome. Seasonal employment, the summer 2024 employment application will be on the website and blasted tomorrow. Applications will be accepted until March 31st, and interviews will be for all qualified applicants will be held the first 2 weeks in April. Then once I have names for all of my resolutions, that should be maybe May or June. I prefer to have a complete list.
You skipped ski club.
Yeah.
Oh, ski club. Ski club is off and running. We had to start a week late, my apologies, due to the lack of snow. But things have been great. And even last week when it was raining, it actually turned to snow up at West Mountain. So all is good. The kids are joining. We have a full bus. We're at capacity, and we will now be ending the season on February 16th.
That's Friday night.
Friday nights, yeah. Last week we were able to let the bus leave a little early, because their passes start at 3, and the kids it was Regents Week, So they didn't have a full week of school, so we were able to sleep a little bit early, get a little bit extra skiing in. And it's cute. In the mornings, you'll see everybody bringing in their skis and snowboards and dropping them off in the boardroom. So there's always a little extra chatter downstairs in the morning.
Great program.
It really is, and we were happy that when the high school had dropped it, we were able to pick it up and run with it. So
I'm chaperone on.
there you go. Still have chaperone tickets if you're interested.
I know, what do you think?
Yeah.
I need a lesson, so you're gonna have to give me
There
a
you go.
brush up.
Get a free ride up to West Mountain and back.
Hey, and I know how to supervise children.
They're all, there's not much for this.
No, yeah.
Well behaved, but.
Yeah, they're good kids.
Yeah.
And her spring soccer registration opens on Friday for spring soccer. Can't believe we're talking about this already. The dates are Monday and Wednesday evenings from April 22nd to May 15th. Age groups are K to 5, and unlike the fall, these teams are combined. So it's K1, K1, 2, 3, and 4, 5s. And as always, Julie is looking for volunteer coaches and referees. So if anyone is interested,
When is the season?
April 22nd. All right, spring hat, May, hold on one second, May 15th. You'll use fields 3 and 2. So, but as the time gets closer, we'll talk about 9 new fields.
So I think for the first time out, we paint them all in case you need an alternate. One gets wet, whatever. So we'll do the 1 through 3, right? And just so everybody knows, we overseeded all of the soccer park in December, first week of December. We reseeded with a field mix, a hardy mix. And I will have the fields evaluated prior to the start of your soccer for anything that is needed. I know last year's dandelions were an issue, so I will have my guy do his soil testing and make me any recommendations that are needed for that complex.
Perfect. Okay, Spring Hat Bunny Parade. Our annual parade will be Friday, March 29th, 10 to 11. There'll be face painting, coloring stations, balloon art, of course, pictures with the bunny, and a small bag of candy will be given to each child. That event is weather permitting, so hopefully we'll have better weather than we've been having, but we still have some time from 10 to 11.
Right.
It's a Friday.
Well,
Right.
can you get me a image for the TV?
I do. I will. I will do that. All right, next is our MLS calendar program. This is a new calendar program that the high school is currently using. We're going to be using this to schedule fields and rooms, both out, in our parks and also here at Town Hall. We're probably 95% set up to date. And once we have the opening date for fields and rooms, we will let everybody know. We're almost there. Yeah,
Is this also gonna be for pavilions in the parks and stuff?
Everything.
everything, which makes one huge calendar. Everything is gonna be much, gonna be easier to use, easier to view, and we are extremely excited about that. Yeah, it's gonna be a great upgrade to the department and for the town. So summer programs, events, and concerts. We're actively working on our summer programs. The book will be posted online, and registration, as always, opens on April 1st. This is constantly changing this book and our programs, and any programs that we think need to go by the wayside do, and then we'll also be adding new programs. So very excited about this year. And as far as resolutions for February, I just have one that's a proclamation. Back in October, and I know I'm late on this, during an art workshop, a woman was having her lunch and started to choke. One of the participants jumped in and gave her the Heimlich maneuver and was able to save her life. So we were thinking that he should be recognized in some way. So, yeah, so I can get Elena all the names, and I don't know how this is, I've never done a proclamation, so I don't know what it's like, what you need, but we will work together on it. Okay?
And Aaron,
And Aaron, yes.
you can work with Aaron,
Okay,
and then Aaron can work with Elena.
absolutely. Perfect. Okay. And that's all I have. Does anybody have any questions for me?
You can get, will you be able to get us on that, MLS calendar program?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, it's already on there. Yeah, but you'll,
So we'll be able to access. it from
Absolutely,
there.
yep.
Perfect. Okay.
Oh, I did have one more thing for mine. So the,
Can't go back.
so the cleaners are here. Charlie has been interviewing different candidates for both outside companies and an internal hire. So he's done a few interviews, a few walkthroughs with that. He's currently out sick right now, so it's a bit of a hold this week, but he has some more scheduled to come in. We'll be making recommendation for which way to go. I've talked with Beth numerous times on this. Me and Beth will interview whatever candidates that Charlie puts forward, and we may have a name for this month's board meeting, hopefully. Then because Ronnie and Charlie are taking that on now, and as we get closer to spring and parks need to be open, and you know, because they don't have any extra time now. There's a lot of little things that they do on a daily basis that are getting done at this current time. So we need to move in that direction. So hopefully we'll have a recommendation for the board. Give it a shot. So. So you're willing to take it now, right? It's good news. All right. Thanks, Bill.
For sure.
Our little cleaning crew is doing a great job, so.
Yeah, and I think we're leaving that alone at this time.
We have no issues.
Awesome.
That's what we were aware of, so I think we're leaving that one alone and we're just trying to take care of right here. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
So I'm just gonna start off with just to say that things have been really happily busy. And we have a full calendar, and so I would really strongly recommend that anybody go onto the website, go onto the town website. It's really easy to find the senior programs, and look over on the left rail, and you'll have all the goodies there, from the menus to the calendars to what, art programs, exercise. But we have a lot of good stuff going on, and it's really, it's tough to cover it all. So I'm going to give you the broad strokes right now. Tom Krauser, he comes in on Tuesdays and Thursdays, the first and third of the month. And he does, he's there for computer help. And a lot of people reach out to him. He even allows us to give out his cell phone. They might call him. He'll either work with them over the phone or he'll even do a house call. He's lovely and they love him.
Very helpful.
And he also, one of his passions is ancestry. So he does this, he's done his family back to the 1600s. And so he's doing a little workshop on Saturday. This is not the first, he's done it before. It's at 10:30. It's over at the senior center. It's an ancestry workshop, and it will be given by Tom Krauser. So that anybody's interested, or if they just have questions, it's a nice time to pop in. Yeah, and he's very approachable. So we have a new sewing program, which we're excited about. We have a new member, and Marcia is an avid sewer, and she's also worked to put together, she'll put together sewing groups and sew items and then donate them to hospitals, kids, or wherever, whatever the program is. There's a wide variety of them. So she's actually offered to come in on Mondays, and she will teach people to sew. So if anybody needs a brush up, or they're not really familiar. And then on the other days, and this schedule will it's in formation for March and beyond, then she's going to come in and she will probably have they'll decide on a pattern or an item, and then everybody will sit down and we'll sew these, and then we'll do the collection and then donate. So it's a really nice
That's
program.
Was
So
it
they're
hand sewing or
it's
machines?
machine sewing. Well, it may be a little bit of both. Yeah. So.
And you have some machines there.
We do. We have 4 that were donated, 2 that don't work very well, 2 that do. And then, Marcia's bringing in some of hers. So we are probably going to ask, we have a little bit of, equipment list. It's not horrible, but we do have some things that we could use just for those types of things, for storage, and so that we're able to maneuver better down there with our space. But we're using every inch of that space. So, which is good news, I think. So welcome, Marcia. We're looking forward to that. We also have a sketchbook class coming up with Laura Lee, and she's going to be doing that 3 different times in February on Tuesdays. It's a new thing. We have not done this before. So if you're interested in any sort of sketchbook art, you're welcome to come. That's at 10:30 on Tuesdays, starting the 13th. We also have our Saturday SAS workshop, which is bookmaking. So that's going to be at 10:30 also, 10:30 to 2:30, and that's Saturday the 17th. Our book for next month, this book club is today, so our book for next month is Killers of the Flower Moon. Alzheimer's has, Trinity Health has been in, and they did an Alzheimer's presentation last month, and they'll follow up and do another one this month. I believe that's for the 22nd at 12:30. Earlier we shifted our membership. We used to, I'm not sure why I'm sure there was a good reason, but they would do memberships from July to June.
That did make
And we were like, well, that was confusing for a lot of us. So we ended up shifting it to January. And boy, has it made a difference. So people are lovely. We have a little sign on our reception desk, and we've had people coming in that we haven't seen in a while. So it's been really lovely. It's easier for them. It works for us. We're also seeing a more diverse age group. So new faces and a more diverse age group, which is kind of nice. So we are still working on our Mahjong tournament for March. So that requires some preparation, but we're excited. This will be our first foray into Mahjong tournaments.
It was
And,
almost full. Are you close to being full?
yeah, I think there was one beginner slot open, and we got a call on it Tuesday. So
And you're gonna have it at the senior center?
Mhm.
Do you wanna have it at town hall? Would that be a better
I
option
can
to
talk
consider?
about it. I'm wondering about
Parking
space
weather?
constraints.
Yes,
But
just in
thank
case you want to.
Yeah, thank you very much. Can I have that conversation?
Mhm.
Okay, thank you. That would be great.
I mean, it might be, yeah.
Yeah. Well, let
That
me
might
see
be
how many,
fun.
because we have to figure out the number of tables and the layout. And we have the date set, so I'll run that by everybody. And thank you. Okay. And then we have, this month is gonna be a little busy. So Bob is on vacation for the month. We'll be working with Paul, thank goodness, and so he'll be joining us. He'll be busy because Vito is, off today, the early part of today, so he's gonna be, trained on some new duties over there. He's great to work with, I mean, he's just fits right in seamlessly. Yeah, so so I think that's it in a nutshell. On the 19th, technically, we're closed for President's Day, but we also have exercise instructors. We have a Qigong instructor, and they're willing to come in, and they're people, they want to do it. So we do our office hours anyways in order to keep up with the lunch program. We have to do a pre-count. And so we'll probably be down there, and if anybody wants to swing by or give us a call, they're welcome to. Business as usual, yeah. So that's it. Oh, no, it is not it. One of the most, I saved the best for last.
Oh,
Maybe
yes.
that was my mistake, but we were very relieved and very grateful to CDPHP because they came through for us again, and they're supporting us substantially for not only our classes, our exercise, but also our food program. So they're making a big difference. We have a lovely rep, and he's been very helpful. And he also was kind enough to send, after meeting with him, and we've had him over a couple of times, and he actually put together an email and shared it with, I tried to share it with everybody, but the upshot was that he travels throughout New York State. He sees a lot of senior centers, and senior centers are struggling, and their memberships are dwindling, and they're having a hard time you know, keeping the programs and getting people in the door. And he was kind of blown away by us.
And
And that's not meant to be a pat on the back. That's just, I mean, that's the whole point of this, you know, and he's pleased. So while people are dwindling, we're finding growing interest and membership, and that's really exciting. It's exciting for our people and just everything about it.
Right.
So thank you to you all for allowing us to do that. And, you know, and to our members who are just fantastic. We have a great, you know, just a great group of people down there.
Well, thank you to you guys.
All
for
the
running
people that,
A great program.
well,
Very, just something for everybody.
thank you.
That's what's bringing
Very
all this
excited.
people.
Yeah, these programs are really important to people. They are, you know, people are struggling still with rent and medicines and food and it, you know, this is, you know, we're not doing, it's not, you know, it's not some new world order. It's not crazy, whatever. It's just a little stuff. And that's awesome. It matters. So,
Yes, if
yeah.
you get a
So thank
chance,
you.
read the letter. It was sent out.
I didn't do it justice.
And this person, it was from Steve PHP, but he had a broad range. He spent Syracuse and Utica and different places. And he spoke very highly of the program that you guys are running down there, and said in the letter, was very impressed with breadth and everything that you do. Just, they've got exercise, they've got pickleball, they got, you know, it gives you everything. It's
Thank you.
like a lot of stuff,
Right.
art,
We,
sewing.
it is a team effort down there. Every single one of us. I mean, there's only 5 of us really. So, but it's just, it's great. And it's constantly busy. And that's the best part of it. So
And we have
Lots
a
of happy
large
babies.
senior population in town.
we do, we have a lot of people, we have a lot of people retiring now, and that's a process, that's a transition in and of itself. So there's a wide variety of, you know, abilities, needs, and whose interests and so on and so forth. So it's always a challenge, but we like that too. So, yeah.
Great job, great job.
Thank you.
And getting grant money.
Well, that one was huge. Because we sweated a little bit, so that was big. Thank you. So a big thank you to CDP. There is, yeah. And you have everything, and I gave you the
Sorry, yes.
breakdown.
I have full checks. Yeah.
Does anybody need anything else from us? Is there any other questions or concerns?
He's on there today.
Tom
Fix your computer.
is,
He called me the last time he was in, but he was leaving. He wanted, to set up another user profile for the visually impaired. So I just.
he'll be there on Tuesday.
On Tuesday. All right, so I'll stop down next week.
Okay.
Get that taken
Thank
care of.
you.
Great, thank you. Because again, that can be a challenge for people.
Absolutely. He does a great job. I try to assist him in any way I can. Because obviously he makes my life easier too. Because otherwise, I'm sure the computers down at the senior center would be broken on a constant basis.
He's very good.
So,
Else. Very efficient meeting this morning. All right. And our next meeting is March 7th at 8 AM. So I'll accept a motion to adjourn. Motion a second.
Second.
Second. All right, we're adjourned. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.